YouTube was good. It's your boy Paul Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This is your first time tuning in. Go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I post up new content. Uh, listen. Uh, Today is Saturday. I get that. But that doesn't mean that the Crazy Uncle can't come on here and say a thing or four. Right? So we're gonna have some special people come on. One of my former soldiers gonna come on. We're gonna sit up here, we're gonna chop it up a little bit. We're gonna talk about the hungry soldiers at Fort Cavazos. I, I guess I said that right. We're gonna act like probably we're gonna well at least let's just say we'll talk about the brawl that happened in Montgomery, Alabama. Then we'll talk about what happened yesterday. 50 years of hip hop. You know, some people will say that hip hop started a little bit earlier. I'm in agreement with that. But hey, look, if they actually really want to sit up here and say that, hey, yesterday actually like was the beginning of what is now called hip hop, and now that it's on a global on a global platform, then hey, by all means, do you right? But just know that I will say this much that from 1983 to 1997, uh, you know, that's roughly what 14 years. I will say that some of the best acts actually really came out of that out of that 14-year span. Run DMC, Public Enemy, LL Cool J, Eric B. and Rakim. Uh, shit. Who am I missing? Boogie Down Productions, Slick Rick, Ghetto Boys, NWA. I actually, could go on and on. Even old Uncle Luke, right? Which, uh, I could actually really say that that's when, and this is just me talking. I will say that that's just I feel like that is when hip hop actually really started going downward because I'm not gonna sit up here and say that um, every song, every rap song had you supposed to have a message to it, but I actually really felt like that when you go from fight to power to gin and juice and shaking your ass everywhere, right? Then yeah, I mean because basically a lot of this shit now, you know, you open the door for motherfuckers like Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion and all that kind of stuff. Which that's gonna be something else that we actually really go talk about. We're gonna talk about old Troy Lanes, right? Me personally, I really don't see how a person gets he get to go to jail, he get to go to prison for 10 years because he shot somebody in the foot. Okay, is listen again. It's more to that than what people are saying. Y'all know maybe he had like some other shit, but then again, come to think of it, I really don't think that um, he didn't have a rap sheet. He was, he was one of those law-abiding citizens. So he just happened to shoot Megan Thee Stallion, and y'all already know how I feel about that. So you you shoot somebody in the foot, you get 10 years. Okay, so because if I was him, I was like 10 years. I was like, well, damn, I did better just shooting the motherfuckers. Just actually like really putting a bullet in her head and then calling it a motherfucking day. Right? So, but look, it is what it is, people. Just like say, soon as soon as my people get set up here, we gonna actually really get this ball. We gonna get this ball rolling. We probably gonna talk about a whole lot of other shit. Um, but just know I might actually really throw in some uh they they clone Tyrone type deal. Might talk. I mean, just like I said, yes, this is what the title says, but just know that it's actually really gonna be a lot of other shit that we're actually really gonna talk about because again, this is what we do, and it's just for the simple fact. Hey, look, I couldn't put every goddamn thing up there as far as like the title goes. Come on now, y'all already know how the crazy uncle like to do things. I, it's with everybody. Um, you try to put titles up there that's for the most part that's actually really going to uh, capture the person's attention. Um, so hey, it is what it is. And actually, while I'm actually really doing this, let me see. Hopefully, hopefully, this shit here don't fuck with going on. I'm gonna share this with some other folk. Hopefully, they'll tune in. So, but like I said, people, in either case, y'all know the deal. This is what I do. Uh, hey, it. Well, hell, I forgot. So, but hey, people, we we gonna we gonna do the damn thing today. I hate to sound like I'm speaking in gibberish right now. So it's just one of those deals that now that I'm just you know that it's that you do that all important thing, you know that you wait on you know that waiting on time, waiting for other people to get set up and all that kind of stuff. So hey, it is what it is. But hey, look, we gonna uh so yeah. So hopefully, you know, while I'm actually really sitting up here waiting, right? Just like I said, I was talking about the whole 50 years of hip hop here, right? And I'm actually like really going to I gotta because I get it, people, you know, the- you know, hold on, I'm doing something. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so those that are actually really into hip hop, right? Me, I'm more into the old school hip hop versus the shit that's being played today, right? But I've actually really did a comparison because I saw it, like I said, because they did the whole 8 hours at Yankee Stadium yesterday, or at least they cut it off at 8 hours. I mean, I really don't know, with all that kind of stuff. But then I really look at. Okay, see, I'm actually really looking at something right now because here it is, Woodstock, the first one back in 1969, right? It it lasted 3 days, right? August 15th to August 18th, 1969, right? So I'm just like, okay, and you had now you had the hard hitters there, right? And just like I said, they was motherfucker was out there for 3 days, and then again it was in New York, right? But this was actually like I'm looking at the thing now, right? It was just like okay, it was in New York. It said in the middle of a small New York farm, field. Ended on, so here it is, so both of these, I'm not gonna sit up here and say that, hey, look, it was a great event, to uh for for society to actually really look at hip hop, see it for what it actually really is, right? And then for it to actually really be celebrated, I'm like, okay, hey, good for you, or good, or good for the hip hop genre, if you will. But I'm also just looking at yourself back, okay, hey, they got 3 days. How come we couldn't get 3 days? Or how come hip hop couldn't get 3 days? Because I'm pretty sure motherfuckers had to work back in 1969, just like they had to work, just like a lot of motherfuckers had to go to work yesterday. You wouldn't, a lot of people can't, shit. And I'm pretty sure back then, a lot of people couldn't afford to take a day off back in 1969, right? But they did any goddamn way. So hey, it is what it is. And I'm not here to actually like, really try to. I'm not here to actually really try to be greedy about, you know, what genre of music and whatever festival that whatever happened. You know, hey, if they feel like, hey, look, if this is what the fuck that we can do, right? Give us our 8 hours of motherfucking Yankee Stadium, then hey, by all means. But I also feel like that, it's a lot of the a lot of the pioneers that actually like really um that was in the golden era. You know, a lot of these guys are out on tour right now because I know because my cousin she keep posting it up. You know that a lot of them, LL, I think he got a group of people, and they gonna tour the country, and I guess they gonna be actually really celebrating the 50th year, of hip hop. But like what I said, as far as like hip hop goes, for me it's KRS-One, Rakim, Chuck D, and LL. Those were actually like really, those are that's my Mount Rushmore of rap. Now, but the fact it goes a little bit farther than that. Um, for me, I gotta put Big Daddy Kane in there, right? Run DMC, right? You know, Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, you know, um, Ice Cube, NWA, The Lynch Mob, Digital Underground, you know, um, the X Clan. I mean, I've really never like listened to a lot of the X Clan, but some of the tracks that they had back in the day, I actually really enjoyed. Kid and Play, right? You got to throw them in there, with the house parties and all that kind of stuff. So, and even Will Smith with his weak ass, right? It's some of his earlier stuff. UTFO, Roxanne Shante, who else? MC Light, Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, right? And then everybody that I'm actually really naming off right now, I felt like, okay, yeah, you can get a goddamn 3 day event from that. If if all those people would actually like really would have came together, right? You come up there, you sing your best shit, then hey, look, uh, we're gonna be like what Russell Simmons said on Def Comedy Jam. Be like, hey, look, thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Right? So that could have been a motherfucking 3-day event within itself. Hold on, what the fuck is going on out here? Oh, well, I guess there's other people out here that's actually like really enjoying this good weather. God damn, Super Smoke, where are you? But in other case, let me just go ahead and hopefully Super Smooth will be on here momentarily. So, but I'm just gonna actually really go ahead and I already talked about the 50 years of hip hop. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk about this whole thing that happened that's going on with these soldiers. And okay, she said she having mic issues. So, but in other case, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk about this situation that's going on at Fort Cavazos. And again, if I'm butchering that name, then hey, by all means. But all what I'm saying is my whole doggone career, it was called Fort Hood. To me, and for me, it will always be Fort Hood. Regardless of motherfuckers act like being politically correct because of the Civil War and all that kind of stuff. You know, hold on. Okay, so all right, so but what I'm saying is that uh, hold on. Okay, so in either case, my whole deal is apparently there's not enough cooks there on that installation, and soldiers are actually like really not getting fed. They can't go to the D factor eat, the whole nine. So I mean, because with all of the stuff that's going on with uh, I mean, there's a lot of shit that's going on. The stuff that's going on with the Ukraine and God knows wherever else. So everybody's getting deployed. And so and it's just like what my one of my other former soldiers said. And it's like, okay, look, the government can send millions upon millions of dollars to the Ukraine. They actually like help fight that shit over there, right? And just soldiers getting deployed from this military installation on top of everywhere else. And so my thing is, okay, y'all do realize that everybody don't get deployed. Depending on the situation, and if depending on the situation, and if your MOS is not required to get deployed, guess what the fuck you get to do, right? You get to keep your ass back here and do every little bullshit detail that the Super Spook was.
Hey, what's going on, my man?
What's how you been?
Oh man, I've been good, man. I can't complain, man. You know how you
Okay.
been?
You know me, I finally got in uh the last I went back and I redid everything.
Uh huh.
So um the people that had sent my paperwork off. So right now I'm just waiting on time. I'm just waiting. At this point of the junction, they gotta give me a yay or nay on whether as far as like me getting this other 40%. So right now I'm just waiting on time right now. So I didn't listen. I didn't went to all the appointments that they told me to go to.
Yeah.
Whether I had to actually really go there or actually really do the VTC. Look, I did all that shit what they asked me to do, right? And and because the guy that I was that's working with me, right? He was just like, well, what about your sinuses? I'm like, well, what about them? He said, can you breathe? I'm like, hell, I'm shit. My sinuses are fucked up now. Right? That's that's what I told him because they were talking about because Biden he signed it into law last year. I, it was either this year or last year where he signed it into law. Like if you was deployed, and you was around them bird pits or whatever, then yeah, you get compensated for that. So I mean, great the fact they only gonna go back as far as like 2020. It's either 2020 or 2022 or whatever. But hey, look, it is what it is. So um and just know that they gonna give your boy back pay because shit that I retired in 2018, so they gotta take that shit back all the way back to 2018. Once
Oh
once
yeah,
I got
yeah.
out.
It's gonna be a lovely day after that.
Oh yeah. So but in either case, a lot of stuff I want to discuss. Uh, we're gonna talk about the apparently Fort Cavalier. I can't. I'm not even gonna butcher that name, but uh,
Cavazos.
yeah, but ain't no cooks there, or at least ain't enough of them there. They didn't left. I guess they didn't sent everybody off, and then they talking about, well, we ain't got enough cooks to cook for the soldiers that are still here, stateside. But my thing with this smooth is this. This really ain't. I mean, okay, they talking about it now, but I'm just saying, like, for those last few years that I was there, it was a lot of defects that they closed out.
Yep. I was just about to say that, and a lot of times the defects that were open, they had shortened hours.
Yep,
They wouldn't let you come up there and get seconds. They literally rationed out.
yep,
Even when we were in field operations or in preparation to deploy, they had a lot going on where you could only get a certain amount of food. And you know me, I was held, being in partnership with the Yankees, being an alpha, you
yeah,
hear who ain't got this and who ain't got that. So you find yourself on the fourth ID side like us.
yep,
I'm going over to First Cav where the money at because I know they got food. I know they got cooks there.
yep,
So that's the thing. This has been something that's been going on for what the last 10 years.
yeah.
It's
So,
and it ain't no telling how long that situation has been, brewing.
uh
Just
huh,
like a bunch of other things. I mean, hell, they you changing the name, you changing all this other stuff, but how many times we done been in the field stuck eating MREs? Don't nobody want to eat that shit.
yeah. I mean, and see, this is what I was telling. This is what I was telling Zach a couple days ago. I said, look, you get a lot of these soldiers. I mean, put it like this: when the United States government, or I mean, you know how what they say, shit rolls down here. So whoever that's in charge of that particular military installation, these motherfuckers they do contracts with Popeye's Chicken, with Applebee's, with Captain D's, or whatever they feel like they want to bring from the outside in, right? And so I'm just like, okay, so you're not gonna always want what the defect gonna give you. And it's pretty much like what you said, right? I mean, if they rationing food out, which okay, I get it, you gotta have it where that every soldier eats. But every soldier don't go to the damn defect either.
No, because a lot of times, it's like they have a guideline or a certain or SOP, if you will,
Yeah,
with what they're serving, how they're serving it. But you to understand that they're not taking into concepts of what we like to eat.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
taking it as to what is the cheapest, and
yeah,
that contract is going to go to the lowest bidder.
yeah.
Um,
Just like with every goddamn thing else.
exactly. So,
You
because
know?
I mean, I could remember, yeah, I didn't want to go to the defect, but I know if I didn't, I wasn't gonna eat because I'm broke.
Yeah,
And I worked my way from the bottom up. I came in, I was nothing. I got my rank the hard way.
yeah, yeah,
So how many soldiers do you got? Just because you going to the defect, you still ain't got nothing in your room. The defect don't let you take some of that food up to your room. You ain't got no ramen noodles. I
yeah,
mean, hell, prisoners got commissary. We didn't.
yeah, yeah.
We ain't got no ride to the commissary. I had to walk.
Uh-huh.
Like I tell people, like, yeah, I had, why you late to formation? I ain't got no car. The
Yeah,
barracks over here, formation a half a mile away. Yeah, I'm a walk. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, but that puts a person in a financial situation. You in the military world, the defect ain't open 24 hours like 7-Eleven is.
yeah,
I can go in there and get me a pack of noodles and I could be straight for a couple of hours.
yeah,
But I'm working out every day. I'm dealing with all this. I'm mentally frustrated. I want to go home, but I can't. I'm on contract. I want to quit, but I can't.
yeah.
I'm deploying. It. Then when you do this, you're gonna take the food away from me too.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing now. You ain't
Yeah, I
paying
mean,
me.
again, a lot of that, a lot of it is, again, the lowest bidder for one, right? And and uh and so, like I say, everybody, every soldier don't have means of transportation, right? So everybody can't go to the commissary, put a little food in your refrigerator or whatever. So again, you really gotta actually really just stop and think about it for a minute. Like, okay, well, what is it that could be done, right? That for one, okay, hey, look, if the soldiers want to eat at the defect, fine, let them eat there. But at the same time, if they want to like be able to go to the commissary, put a little food in their refrigerator or what have you, let them do that. I mean, because like again, I tell you a situation that happened when I was in Germany the first time around. Those barracks, they actually like really had a kitchen in it. I mean, the refrigerator, the stove, it had everything in it.
But that's how it should be everywhere.
Yeah, and so basically we had like, so it was a lot of soldiers. So we had, it was this one particular female soldier. She would go to the commissary, and she would like just buy up like what she could, right? And then every Sunday, guess what the fuck she was doing? She was cooking Sunday dinner, and then whoever that any of the soldiers wanted to come eat, they could. So listen, a lot of the a lot of the soldiers, they stopped going to the defect because they already knew that she was gonna cook.
Yes,
right?
a home cooked meal beats the defect any day. I know for me,
Yeah,
I had the luxury of my mother living about 2.5 hours away from me, so every Friday I was on Greyhound going back home.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I but everybody doesn't have that luxury.
Yeah.
Like and then you wonder how they designed the barracks. I would have opted for a community shower and then I would have rather had a kitchenette.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere I can actually a little mini stove, or if, even if they gave us one of them little butane, you know what I'm saying, like from camping stove.
Yeah.
I would have rather that, and then had to truck it at 10 o'clock at night and go take a shower, just like we was washing our clothes in the community laundry room.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, we didn't have nothing that was, you know, when you what good are you if you have no substance?
Yeah.
What good are you?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't working out. You ain't right in the mind. You know, it's already a psychological mix up, but
yeah,
it's certain things. It just didn't benefit us. And I didn't start going to the commissary until probably a year of me being in the barracks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I couldn't get there. You can't get up. You got to find somebody with a damn card just to get to the DFAC half the time.
Yeah. And so again, it's just like what I was saying. Before they move on, because I knew you and Zach, y'all had already got out of there, but they had moved the whole air defense branch off of main post. They put them motherfuckers. You remember where they because they used to have two. You had your PX up there by CIF, and then you had the other one down there that was, I forget what gate that is, right? But you know, you take that right or whatever, and you keep straight. Shit, you had Belton Lake, so they had moved the air defense branch off of main post. Like, it's almost like, okay, well, we don't want to deal with y'all, so we gonna put y'all off main post, right? And so so here it is. You got all these air defense soldiers. We down there at the ranch, and when I say the ranch, that's literally like what the fuck it was, because it been a lot of times I had to come in through at the parking lot, and not only do I have to deal with crazy motherfuckers driving, I gotta worry about whether or not if I'm gonna hit a damn cow now or not, right? So here it is. It's pretty much like what you said, right? You done put us off main post. So here comes lunchtime. So now we gotta like come back on to main post, then go to the DFAC, whatever is closest, right? Because
right.
like I say, they closed a lot of that shit off. It was soldiers in those barracks, and it was a DFAC right there within walking distance, but they closed that shit off.
Yep.
And so then when the soldiers, they look at them like, well, damn, I ain't got no money. What the fuck am I supposed to eat? I mean, great the fact they had a little bullshit. What was that? They had a little bullshit Burger King like right up the street there.
Yeah, but I mean, you ain't nobody eating no damn Burger King.
Yeah,
I'm
like
sorry.
if you ain't got, like what you said, right? If you ain't got Burger King money or any type of money for that,
We didn't even have dollar menu money. I remember, I never forget. I can pull up check stubs. You lucky if you are private. Yeah. You getting $500 on the 15th. You might get $800 on the first. What you got? Cell phone bill. You got to pay for internet. Everybody got to pay for their own internet.
Yeah.
Then you got clothes. You ain't got no clothes. You ain't got no shoes.
Yeah.
You might want to entertain a young lady or a young man. You want to do this. You want to do. You ain't got no money.
Exactly.
You don't have nothing.
Yeah.
And then you sitting here. Then you got to wake up in the morning and go to PT. What? You know, I know it's not supposed to be fun, but you know, make it worth my while. If you ain't gonna feed me, then what else you ain't gonna do?
Like if you ain't gonna feed me, then why the fuck do I need to come to work for?
You can't even do that. Hell, you can't even give us the right amount of disability when we get out.
Exactly. You know, so again, you know, and I'm willing to go as far as like, hey, look, this shit is not just happening at the installation. I'm willing to bet money. that shit is on every. It's across the board.
I'm sure it is, because it reminds me of, it goes just like this, just like with the school system. It's set up very similar. You have the school system where you have the kids, bring the parents home, that tax form and stuff like that, and that determines if they get free lunch.
Yeah.
But then you have some teachers and some, facilitators that will put kids in the free lunch program because they know they're not going to eat. You don't have enough money for the a la carte line. Your parents barely make enough money to pay the rent. Yeah. Everybody, majority, if you're in public school, 9 times out of 10, somebody in your household or somebody that is living check to check.
Yeah.
Then let's just say, for instance, you if you remember when one of the UConn basketball players spoke out about how the NCAA, you get mad when they get these deals from these agents, but these kids aren't eating, but they're winning championships every year, and then you're mad because the coach is paying their parents' bills. Mm-hmm. Well, you explain me what a coach in a rural college is going to do with all that money when his players is getting nothing. Yeah. You want the player to stay for all 4 years to continue to make the school money, but you can't feed them, so you fine them.
But you know what though? But you know what? Now you was talking about UConn, but that's the same thing, because I know you've seen the documentary ESPN 30 for 30 when they did that shit about the University of Miami, where it was the same shit down there, right? That okay, I'm on the football team, and the DFAC ain't open on the weekend, right? And if it is, they feed you next to nothing. But I'm on the motherfucking football team, right? And so, so they pretty much saying, look, hey, look, don't get mad at me if I break in another student's room, steal they shit, go pawn it so I can eat. So again, I hear what you're saying, but my whole deal is this, right? It ain't nothing new. I mean, so my thing is, why put this shit out now when it's always been a problem? Because like I said, I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes that they close shit off. They close defects off, and the shit is in walking distance.
That's no different. That's no different than them making. You have some predominantly black colleges, and they are broadband challenged, meaning that those kids at those schools don't have the same access as you would have at a Yale or at a Harvard or at a Stanford. Just because you go to Central State, or just because you go to Xavier, or just because you go to a school that isn't as predominantly known, that mean I can't get good internet to do what I need to do, because nowadays everything is based off of the internet. If you don't have Wi-Fi, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, you ain't got shit.
You're not finna get it. We not living in times of ham radios and newspapers.
Yeah.
We are past that, but it's a system to where you look at everything, and then that's when you start to get those soldiers. Like, I remember it was a time where I'm like, look, can I go to First Cav? I don't want to be on this side no more. Can I go to Fort ID? Can I deploy? I don't want to be here in the States starving from this time to this time because I can't get no food.
Yeah.
It was many a times I could remember where I did not have any food.
Yeah.
I got a pack of noodles. Now, after being in Korea for so long, I know how to make a proper ramen.
Yeah.
I can jazz it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could eat things that I didn't know that I could eat with a far better nutritional value than what they have here in America. But the thing is that it's still, I'm a hungry soldier. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know, when I'm gonna get my next meal because they just closed the defect. How I'm gonna get there? How I'm gonna get to the one that's over here if I don't know nobody with a car?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's mentally it's mentally devastating. I could remember, the way that I felt during those times. I could remember, mentally what my train of thought was, and it ain't good.
Yeah.
It's horrible. The things that, granted, it's what we signed up for, but I damn sure didn't sign up to not get fed.
Exactly. And then and to actually really go off of what you just said, like I can remember the very first time that I got deployed. And for the most part, I'm thinking, so we went to the DFAC, right? So I'm thinking that the DFAC was going to be something like how it is stateside. So I go and I fix my plate or whatever, and then I'm looking at the plate, right? And because they don't give a damn. They just it's almost like, hey, tell me when to stop, damn that, right? So I'm just like, okay, well, damn. So this is what we do. This is how they do it over here, and then come to find out that the defect when you deploy it, hell, the shit stayed open 24 hours, right? And so, hell, you could get up and go eat whenever the fuck you wanted to, right? Hell, they didn't care. It was like that in Saudi, and in a sense, it was like that in Korea, right? Yeah. Motherfuckers come from the club or whatever, they be drunk, they be hungry, they go straight to the defect. So it was almost like, okay, well, damn. It takes so basically it's almost like, okay, so it takes a soldier to get deployed to get fed.
Yeah, because you know what? You remember it. I remember it's clear as day, and I still have the same routine when I go out. All them times we went to A-Town.
Yep.
How many times we knew we would go right on back to A-Town, stand in that long ass line, and watch that lady make that shrimp fried rice, or whatever the hell you got in it.
Yeah.
Or we would go in there and ask for them damn Tyson wings.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And to this day, that is still my routine because I know I'm gonna be hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
When it's like most people, they drink, they want to go to sleep. I want to go talk.
No, I gotta go eat something.
Yeah. I gotta eat. I gotta have me some chicken and beer. I gotta have me some shrimp fried rice. I got to have me something so when I wake up, I'm good.
Yeah.
And it was $5.
Yeah.
$5. And that lady, I mean, she put her heart and soul into that shrimp fried rice.
Yeah.
If you wanted extra, you didn't even have to ask for extra. Then if you
because they knew, because she knew. She like, look, these motherfuckers, they've been drinking and they hungry. I mean, because I'm pretty much like you, right? If I know that I'm finna get towed out, I'm not finna go to sleep with this alcohol on me.
Right.
I'm gonna need something. I'm gonna have to have something that soak up some of this damn alcohol. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in motherfucking trouble.
I'm trying to tell you. I need something that's gonna get me right. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm cool, because we didn't do that. We didn't, as far as who we were, hung with and who we were in the unit with. We didn't do that fighting shit. You fight, you got to go, buddy. We don't do that over here. Yeah. And to this day, I keep that same. Hey, if you like to have an attitude when you drink, go on over there.
Yeah.
Because we like to have fun. We gonna play some cards, some dominoes. We gonna play us some music and have us a nice time, because you work too hard and you do too much. But the simplest thing was feeding. And then if you waiting in line, somebody else gonna come by with the chicken on a stick.
Yeah.
And that was what, $1?
Yeah.
$2? I mean, it was so much fun. But you come over here, outside costs $200.
Yeah. And and now that I think about it, I don't know if you remember. You remember Tatum?
Yeah.
Yeah. He got over to Germany and he just stayed.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I had a couple of friends that did that. They
Yeah.
stayed over there,
They just
had a whole life over there. They left,
yeah,
came right on back.
yeah, they didn't once they left the States and they got where they felt like they was comfortable, they just stayed. And I think, to my understanding, I think he's still over there right today. And I think he got out like a year later, maybe a year or two later after I did. And they're like saying he's still over there. But but it's just for the simple fact that anywhere other than the United States, if you got the uniform on and you trying to go eat, then yeah, you're gonna have problems. And it's like, okay, and then and everybody ain't trying to get motherfucking married. Because who's to say the person that you married, hell, they probably can't cook neither.
Right.
Because like that first one, and I told you this, that first one I was with, hell, she couldn't even fold a goddamn chicken wing. I had, I had to teach her how to do that. But what I'm saying is this, and this is, and again, this is what me and Zach talked about the other day. You look at a lot of these kids now that's getting ready to graduate high school or whatever. A lot of motherfuckers ain't trying to join the army because, hell, look, especially if they see some shit like this, they were like, well, damn, hold on. You want me to serve? You want me to serve my country, but you can't feed me? No, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here, right? So I'm just like, and and so it's almost like, okay, well, who the fuck do you blame? You know? Okay. So I'm like, who do you blame?
Right.
Who do you blame in this? Do you blame do you blame the president? Do you blame the president and his people, or do you blame the leadership? I'm just like, who's to blame here? Where that you don't have enough cooks to feed the soldiers because, like I say, everybody don't get deployed.
Right.
Everybody don't get deployed. So I'm just like, come on now, y'all. Because I can remember, because I came in 97. And I actually would have went back and looked at the pay chart for E1 in 1997. That shit is motherfucking ridiculous. Okay? And then you look at it now, it's like more than double than what the fuck I was making.
Right.
But but at the same time though, right? A soldier shouldn't have to like come out of pocket to eat. Plain and simple. A soldier shouldn't have to come out of pocket. So it is what it is. A soldier shouldn't have to come out of pocket to eat.
No, they shouldn't. But I hate to cut it short, but we're gonna have to
That's your little nephew or whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna have to continue this tomorrow, man, at the same time.
Okay.
Because I want that brawl to be on a whole separate thing. So we gonna definitely have to continue this tomorrow, man. It's always a pleasure, though.
All right, man. I'll get that Super Smoke. So 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. We'll do it then.
All right, I'll text you the details.
Okay then. All right then.
All right.
See you. Yep.
Much love, man.
All right, y'all. Again, that little bit was like top notch. And for the most part, this is one of the main reasons why I actually like really talking with other people you know, because for one, right, the news media for what is the news media for what it's worth, along with hate to say it, United States Army, they want to actually really make it like this shit is brand new, or at least this is what I'm getting from it. So, but to like say, hey, look, this is always this, this shit. This ain't nothing new. This has always been a problem, and it's just for the simple fact that, hey, look, I get it. You want to serve your country, and it ain't supposed to be easy. But then again, I'm just like, okay, I get all this. You put me through hell, but then you can't feed me. I mean, it's and I get it. The pay chart now versus when I actually really came in. You know, I just look at it like this: if for the soldiers that are in now, right? Matter of fact, we can you know, so my whole deal is, for the soldiers now, and I'm gonna pull up something for y'all. Military pay chart, 1997. I'm pulling up the military pay chart for 1997. Right. So in 1997, right, you're E1 less than 2 years. You get $900.90. I grant the fact that is 9 times 10. That's before taxes. All right. So we finna doggone jump damn near 30 years. Right. So the military pay chart, and again, I'm just gonna start it at E1. Right. Oh, I'm trying to get it here. So damn, April and all this shit here. So let's say April 2023. So you come in now as a E1, less than 2 years of service, you getting $1,918 a month. Now you divide that by two, so let's say you got 1918, and you divide it by two. So the way put like this, it's more than double than what the fuck it was back in 1997. So in a sense, it's almost like, okay, well, where that I was getting what, damn near, I might have been getting 4, maybe close to 5 every 2 weeks. Soldiers today are getting damn near $1,000 every 2 weeks. Now, granted fact, I'm pretty sure all that shit was actually written before taxes, right? But in either case, right, regardless, and it's just like what me and Super Smooth was talking about, regardless of how much money that you may have in your pocket, right? You know, Soldiers back in 1997 aren't the same as the soldiers are now, right? Hell, we still had payphones back in 1997, right? And so now motherfuckers got cell phone bills. They may have a car or whatever the case may be, right? And the last thing that a soldier, regardless of era, the last thing that they need to worry about is where they actually really going to get their next meal. Because you can't sit up here and put that shit off and say, hey, look, how about you go get married and then you ain't got to worry about it no more. No, that is not how the fuck the song goes. Do right about these goddamn soldiers. I mean, y'all want to throw every motherfucking package deal possible at these soldiers. But at the same time, when it's time to eat, oh, everybody disappears. That's not right, people. And for the motherfucking leadership that's there, y'all know y'all ain't right because I'm pretty sure y'all eating good. Eating good in the neighborhood, as they say. But don't do these soldiers like that. These soldiers, they deserve better than what the fuck y'all give them. Straighten that shit up. Plain and simple. Hell, I want to eat too. And I've been retired, and I've been out the game 5 years. But what the fuck y'all doing right now? That shit, y'all wrong. Y'all about as wrong as two boys fucking in a closet. So with that being said, hey, look, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door cross street around the corner, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? Part 2 of this is coming tomorrow. It's gonna be at the same time. Whatever. We actually really gonna get down, you know, what they used to say, we're gonna get down and funky. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow.